I did not personally harm any two-legged, four-legged fish or fowl in making this video, nor do I advertise or endorse any appliance at all that I mentioned in this video. Okay, I'm going to be making a mostly veggie chimichanga. And the reason I'm saying mostly is because I'm going to be using cheese, so that could be considered as animal product. But everything else is all meatless. Here you can see the cheese that I put in the middle. It's store-bought, thin sliced, low fat, all that good stuff, cheese. And you notice that I removed the wet napkin that I had on top of my burrito. And I do that so when I nuke it, it gets really soft and easy to form into a chimichanga shape. And those people who don't know what chimichangas are, look them up on the internet, okay? It's just a burrito folded and then fried. Okay, now you can see where I put down my meatless meatloaf, and there it is right there. That's a new batch that I made. And I put this on top of the cheese, and naturally I haven't folded or cut it or cooked it yet. I'm going to decide on how I'm going to actually prepare it as I am making this burrito or chimichanga. Okay, you can see my chimichanga is actually folded up, and I had to hold it down with toothpicks. There's the little round toothpick there, and there's the little round toothpick there. Because this is thick, and that's the way I like my chimichangas, thick. So we're going to cook it in the non-advertisable, non-endorsement new wave oven and see what we get. Truth in preparing this, I put butter on the top, and I'm going to let that melt like I do the others, and then I'm going to spread it out all over because I like my chimichangas buttery, crunchy. And people who don't like comments about the new wave oven not being totally clean, I don't care, because it adds extra flavor as far as I'm concerned. Sun's going down, so I have to put on some extra lights. Okay, this is my non-dairy sour cream that I made, and I'll show you. There's xanthium gum, there is the real lemon, and you saw a glance of a creamer, and that is nothing advertising, nobody, nowhere. And I'm getting ready to pull off my chimichanga that was cooking in the new wave for how much? 8 minutes. So let's see what she looks like, and more importantly what she tastes like. Okay, this is 8 minutes, and I'm trying to decide if I want to cook it for one more minute to get it a little bit extra brown on the top or not. Oh man, decisions. Alright, I'm going to cook it for one more minute. Ah, perfection. Nice and crispy and brown, not only on the top, but also on some on the edges and places elsewhere. Now I already moved the toothpicks, and I put them back in the toothpick container because a toothpick lost was a toothpick lost, or something like that. So let's see what it looks like on the inside. Holy moly, man, that looks good. And you see where the cheese was on the bottom. Now technically it is on the top, and now that's my meatloaf, you know, and that's my sausage and veggie and beef meatloaf that I make with peppers and onions and all that stuff like that. And now you can see, oh gosh, that looks so good. I'm getting ready to, I'm salivating, wanting to put on my artificial sour cream. So here goes. I've got my mouth full, but I'm going to make a note to the cook. Put more lemon juice in it to make it sour. More sour. That is good, but it is a little bit sweet, and I'm not gung-ho on sweet sour cream. But oh my goodness, that is so good. Well, as they say, bon appetit, mamma mia, that's a good meatloaf of chimichanga. And I hope you enjoy this meatless meatloaf, but yet mostly veggie meatless chimichanga. Bye. Ciao. Okay, this is the bones before they're prepared, and this is going to be a lot of trial and error on making these spare ribs because I've never made them before. So that means there's going to be a lot of trials and a heck of a lot more errors. Okay, here are going to be 6 bones because I'm going to make these 3 fairly short. And since you really can't tell the size, these are about 4 inches long and about a ½ inch wide. So when I make the bones, I'm going to make about 2 inches long and a ½ inch wide. So I'm going to make short ribs. And these are edible, and this recipe is only 2 ingredients. And one of the ingredients is flour. I'm not going to tell you the other one. Okay, there are the 6 bones, about 1½ inches long by about a ½ inch wide, and that's what the material or the interior looks like after it's cooked. And they look like bones. That's the bottom, and this is the top, as you can see. And that was baked in the oven because I'm not going to endorse or advertise New Wave oven. Man, I don't know why they always make it difficult for me. They always say take out a clean bowl before you start mixing anything. Don't they have any idea how hard it is for a bachelor to find a clean bowl? That's the beginning of the mixture. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Kind of looks icky looking. Good thing it don't taste icky. I will tell you a secret. The eggs are not really eggs. They're vegetarian eggs. So they're not from a chicken. They are from a plant. And you can buy them from different sources. Okay, this is the mixture. And I took about 1/3 of it and put it into a well-greased pan, and I made about a layer a ½ inch thick, and I tried to texturize it to where it would look like the other white meat the best I could. I think people call that pork, I'm not sure. Whatever the advertisement is. But that's what it looks like before I cook it in the oven. Now when I put it in the oven, I'm going to bake it at 350, and I have not put the bones on it yet because I want to get a good solid layer first to make the bottom where the bones will sit first. Okay, this was after 7 minutes at 350 degrees baking. There's the bones, and there's the bottom layer of the spare ribs. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all 6 properly, but I know I can use 4, so we'll see what happens. As it says, trial and error. Man, I sure hope the dog likes this. Okay, I put the 4 bones on there, like I said, because I didn't think 6 would fit. And now I got to decide if I'm going to cook this a little bit more or if I'm going to put the top and side layers on yet. Trial and error, decisions. Okay, I decided to cook it 3 more minutes at 350 degrees. I don't know why I did. I just decided to do it, maybe to make that base a little bit stronger. So I'm going to put the top and the sides on now. Okay, the tops and the sides are on, and I'm getting in as close as I can so you can still see there's one of the bones right there. So it looks like a, you know, it looks like sorta a very thick what am I calling it? Spare rib. But you know, you and I both know it's not. But at the same time, we're going to try to make it look and act as much as a spare rib as we can. So this is mostly a veggie meatless spare rib trial and error program, and I'm going to put it in the oven for 8 minutes at 350 degrees before I put all the smoked ingredients in it. Okay, for the sake of full disclosure, I changed my mind just as I was putting it into the oven to bake it, and I cooked it for, or I baked it for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. That's what it looks like at 10 minutes. Now, of course, I have not put on all the good barbecue smoke stuff yet, and I'm getting ready to do that now. Okay, you can't see it, but this has been infused, I think that's the word, with smoke. Hickory smoke to be exact. And even the bones have been infused with the hickory smoke as well. Well, if you're like me, I like my barbecue with ribs. And yes, I said that right, instead of ribs with barbecue. So I got it smothered in a bunch of good homemade barbecue sauce. And no, I'm not going to tell you what my recipe is. Okay, this is at 15 minutes in the oven baking, and I did it at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is what it looks like when it came out. And my barbecue sauce has got a nice cluster to it, a nice glaze, like real barbecue ribs would. So this is looking tempting. If I ask for a witness to how good this smells, you're going to have to take my word for it. Okay, trial and error, it is not cooked long enough. That's what the meat looks like, and that's what the bone, you can see the bone right there, that real darker area, that's the bone. This is what this looks like after I cut it. So I'm going to transpose it back over there so that I can cook it. So ribs require longer cooking. That was 15 minutes at 275, as I said. Okay, I cooked this at 30 minutes at 250 degrees. And that's what it looks like. And you know what? It's got a little glistening in it. And barbecue, smoked barbecue, it's got that nice barbecued cooked crust to it. And that's what the meat, the ribs look like over here. And you know, as I said a while ago, if I had a witness to testify how good this smells, you're just going to have to take my word for it. So here comes the taste test. I'm not going to apologize for my mouth being full, because that is good. And it's not, you know, juicy like a real fatty pork rib would be, which is, I mean, if I had that, that would be the piece de resistance, as they say, because that would be perfect. But this is a veggie, well, mostly veggie, meatless rib. And we're going to see what happens. The test is coming up now on the bones. Well, I could cheat and put more barbecue sauce on it and make it really gooey and messy all over the place like real ribs are. But I'm not going to, because I want to, it's separated, top, bottom, and there's the bone right there. And I'm going to eat that, or I'm going to take a bite of it, or I'm going to try and see what happens. Let's make sure in the bone. And you can hear it crunching. You know, this bone don't taste bad at all. It could use a little bit more barbecue sauce. But I'll tell you one thing. If I had a dog, other than plastic goldfish, that bone wouldn't last very long. I can guarantee you that. Man, that is good. Well, as they say, bon appetit. Ciao. I'm going to eat my dinner. I'm going to put some veggies with this. I don't know what I'm going to put with it yet. Maybe just a salad. Talk to you later. Bye. Stay tuned for more mostly veggie meats. I realize I didn't show you that the bone was cut. Now I'm going to take a bite of it while you can hear this. There you go. Crunch. It's good. Like I said, if I had a dog, it'd be gone. Talk y'all later. Bye.